Hello friends, in this video we are again going to print a pyramid pattern, but in this video we will not print the elements like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 etc. Rather we will print only stars or asterisks, and we will also not have any blank spaces between two consecutive elements as we had in our previous video. If you have watched my previous video carefully and understood the concepts in depth, then this video is going to be a cakewalk for you. This problem is much simpler than the previous problem that we discussed. So let's get started. So when we get such pattern printing problems, what is our first task? Our first task is to find the relationship between the number of rows, columns, elements and blank spaces. First of all, let's see how many total rows we have in this diagram. So we have total 5 rows in this picture, right? Now for 5 rows, in row number 0, that is the first row, in row number 0, how many blank spaces do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4 blank spaces. Similarly, in the next row, that is in row number 1, we have 1, 2, 3 blank spaces. Similarly, in row number 2, we have 1, 2 blank space. In row number 3, we have 1 blank space, and in row number 4, we don't have any blank space at all. So here if we denote the row number by I, then the number of blank spaces in row number I, the number of blank spaces in row number I, so what will be the number of blank spaces? For row number 0, we have 4 blank spaces, right? And we have total 5 rows in this picture. So what can we write? There are 4 blank spaces. So 4 is equal to, we can write it 5 minus 0 minus 1, right? So here what is 5? 5 is the total number of rows. What is 0? 0 is the row number of the current row. And so how can we write this formula? We can write it like this. The number of blank spaces in row number I is equal to n minus I minus 1, where n is, what is n? Total number of rows. Total number of rows is equal to n. So if we apply the formula for each and every row, for row number 1, how many blank spaces are there? There are 3 blank spaces, right? So we can write 3 as 3 equal to 5 minus 1 minus 1, right? So again 5 is the total number of rows. Here 1 is the row number. So this formula is applicable for this row as well, and this formula will be applicable for each and every row. So for this we have 5 minus 2 minus 1, then we'll have 1 blank space, that is equal to 5 minus 3 minus 1, and then we have 0 blank spaces, that is 5 minus 4 minus 1, right? So we have got the formula. So we have determined the formula for the total number of blank spaces in row number I. Now we have to determine what are the number of elements or number of columns in each row. So in row number 0, we have 1 column or 1 element. In row number 1, we have 3 elements. In row number 2, we have 5 elements. In row number 3, we have 7 elements, and so on. So we have to determine the formula for the number of columns in ith row as well. So the total number of columns or elements in row number I is equal to, what can we write? Look at this. 1 is equal to 2 into 0 plus 1. We are in zeroth row and the number of columns is 1. So 1 can be written as 2 into 0 plus 1. Similarly, 3 can be written as 2 into 1 plus 1. Similarly, 5 can be written as 2 into 2 plus 1. So we can write that the number of columns or elements in a row is equal to 2 into I plus 1, right? 2 multiplied by I plus 1. And this is applicable for each and every row. If you verify that carefully, these two formulas are applicable for each and every row. So we have determined the formula that we will need to write our code. So let's get started with our code. So let's first copy this entire thing to Spider ID. Let's create a new file and let me increase the font. So let's paste it here. This will help us to write our code. So obviously we will have an outer loop which will help us to move from one row to another row. So let's write the code for the outer loop for I in. Okay, first of all, what we have to do, we have to take the input from the user, that how many rows does he want to print. So we will take a variable called rows for that, and we will take the input from the user, input how many rows. Once we have stored the number of rows in the variable called rows, let's start iterating through the rows. Now obviously inside the outer loop we will have two inner loops. Why we will have two inner loops? It's very simple. We have one inner loop will take care of printing the blank spaces at the beginning of the row, and the other loop will take care of printing the stars. So which comes first? The blank spaces comes first or the stars comes first? Obviously in every row the blank spaces come first. So the loop that will take care of printing the blank spaces, that inner loop will be at the top. So let's write that inner loop for j in, and what will be the number of blank spaces in ith row? We have determined that, right? The number of blank spaces will be n minus I minus 1, right? So we'll write for j in the range n minus I minus 1, and there what we will print? We will print, and either you can print blank space and then you can replace the default value of the end parameter. What is the default value of the end parameter? The default value of the end parameter is a new line. So after printing every character, the print statement adds a new line at the end of it. But we don't want that. We don't want the blank spaces to be printed in separate rows. We want all these blank spaces to be printed in the same row. So we have to replace the default value of the end parameter by an empty string. You can either do it this way, or what you can do, you can directly mention the blank spaces in the end parameter only, and then you don't have to mention anything here. Fine. So you can do it in either of these two ways. So we are done with writing the inner loop for blank spaces. Now we will write the inner loop for printing the stars for k in range. So what is the number of stars in ith row? The number of stars is 2 into I plus 1. So that's what we will mention here. And we will again print. Now this time we will print star, right? And after printing a star, we don't want a blank space to be printed. As I have already mentioned, we don't want any blank space between two consecutive elements, that is two consecutive stars. So we will simply keep it an empty string. Fine. So we are done with printing one complete row using these two inner loops. Now for moving from one row to another row, what we have to do? We have to print a new line, right? Then if we print a new line, then only we will be able to move from one row to another row. So let's print the new line. And for printing the new line, you simply have to mention this, because in my previous videos also I have already mentioned the default value of the print function, the default value of the end parameter of the print function is a new line. So if you don't mention anything inside the print function, it will by default print a new line. Okay, before running the code, we have to do a small modification. Instead of n, as we have taken the total number of rows in the variable rows, we have to replace this by the variable rows, right? Now if we run the cell, if we run our code, okay, there is another error, unexpected indent. Let's see what it actually is. Okay, we have to comment out all these statements. Obviously we wrote them just because of our convenience, so they have got nothing to do with the actual code, so we comment them using control by pressing Ctrl+1, right? So we run our code again, and now if we press 5, you can see the pattern, the desired pattern is printed. Now let's start our debugging and let's see line by line how this entire code is actually working. Let's start debugging by pressing Ctrl+F5, and you can see the debugger pointing to the first line. So if we press Ctrl+F10, it prompts us to enter how many rows. Let's enter 3 rows for saving our time. Now press enter. It comes to line number 12, then it will enter the outer loop. Now what is the value of rows? The value of rows is 3, so this outer loop will obviously have 3 iterations, and in the variable explorer you can see the value of rows is 3, which is being shown here, and so the outer loop will obviously have 3 iterations. Now if we press Ctrl+F10 again, it enters the outer loop, then and what is the value of the rows minus I minus 1? The current value of I is obviously 0. So 3 minus 1 minus 1, that is the this inner loop will have one iteration only, because 3 minus 1 minus 1 gives you 1. So this inner loop will have one iteration only, so only one blank space will be printed, right? So what is the current value of I? The current value of I is 0. So this quantity will be 3 minus 0 minus 1, that is 2. So this inner loop will have 2 iterations, right? So let's enter in the first iteration. Let's press Ctrl+F10, and you can see the value of j is currently 0. So we have entered the first iteration of the first inner loop. So it will print a blank space in the console, and a blank space has been printed. If we again press Ctrl+F10, 2 blank spaces have been printed. Now as we have completed the first inner loop from line number 13, it will go to line number 15, and after coming to line number 15, it will print. After coming to line number 15, it will enter the first iteration of this inner loop. So it entered here, and the current value of I is 0. So this quantity will be 1. So on this inner loop will have only one iteration, so it will only print one star. Let's press Ctrl plus F10 again, and you can see one star has been printed. And before that, if you highlight it, you can see two blank spaces have also been printed due to the first inner loop, and one star has also been printed. Now if we again press Ctrl plus F10, as this second inner loop is also exhausted, so it will come from line number 15 to line number 17, and in line number 17 we have an empty print function which will by default print a new line, so the cursor will move to the next line. Let's press Ctrl plus F10, and you can see in the console the cursor has moved to the next line. Fine. So now we will start the second iteration of the outer loop. We press Ctrl plus F10, and now you can see the value of I getting changed from 0 to 1, right? Now we will again enter the first inner loop. Currently the value of I is 1, so 3 minus 1 minus 1, it will give us 1. So this inner loop will have only one iteration, and in this row where only one blank space will be printed. So if we press Ctrl plus F10, we have completed the only iteration that that first inner loop has, and a blank space, you can see in console a blank space has been printed here, and now it will move from line number 13 to line number 15, right? So after coming to line number 15, what is the current value of I? Current value of I is 1. So 2 into 1 plus 1 gives us 3. So this inner loop will now have 3 iterations. So star will be printed 3 times. So let's complete those 3 iterations. We completed first iteration, completed second iteration, and now we completed third iteration. So you can see in the console 3 stars have been printed, right? So as we have exhausted this inner loop as well, the control will come from line number 15 to line number 17. So it comes here, again it will print a new line, and you can see again the cursor has moved to the new line. That there is a next line. So now we will enter the third and the last iteration of the outer loop. We have entered in the third iteration of the outer loop. So now currently the value of I is 2. So 3 minus 2 minus 1 gives us a range 0, right? And as it gives us range 0, so this loop will have no iterations at all, right? So the control will not at all enter inside this loop, right? So from line number 13, it will directly come to line number 15. Let's press Ctrl plus F10, and it comes to line number 15. Now what is the current value of I? Current value of I is current value of I is 2. So the value of 2 into 2 plus 1 is 5. So this loop will have 5 iterations. So let's complete those 5 iterations. So we keep on pressing Ctrl plus F10. 3 iterations have been completed. So you can see 3 stars have been printed in the console. Now we are in the 4th iteration. So the 4th star is also printed in the console, and then we are printing the 5th star as well. So you can see the value of K is now 4. So it has completed 5 iterations for K equal to 0, K equal to 1, 2, 3 and 4. So all the 5 iterations of this inner loop have been completed. Now we will move from line number 15 to line number 17, and it will again print a new line, right? So now when it goes to line number 12, as we have exhausted all the iterations of the outer loop, that's why it will no longer enter in this loop. So if we again press Ctrl plus F10, you can see the return statement getting printed here, which indicates our code execution has completed. If we again press Ctrl plus F10, our debugging session ends as well. Now you can check this pattern with several number of rows. Let's enter some different value of the total number of rows. Let's enter 10 and it will print you the pattern accordingly. So that's how, by finding out the relation between the row number and the number of blank spaces present in each row and the number of columns or elements present in each row, we can easily print this pattern, right? If you have liked my video, please subscribe to my channel so that you get notified when I'll upload more Python and data science related videos, and please don't forget to like and share my video so that it reaches a larger audience and they also get benefited from it. Thanks a lot for watching.